The other style Patrick McCarthy had mentioned alongside Goju Ryu was Uechi Ryu. I've often heard that this is the style that has the most obvious links to Chinese arts, as its founder Uechi Kanban was supposed to have brought the art back from a visit to Fujian, where he had learnt from a man named Shu Shuwa, or Zhou Zihe in Chinese. To find out more, I met back up with James, who took me to visit Gaja Takehiro, one of the art's most senior practitioners holding a ninth dan.
Kanban Sensei は古武道をやりたかったなと言ってたから、これはちょっと後になってからこう映画見たわけね。少林寺というの空手、今少林店舗ね。でそこで棒とかいろんな古武道をやろうけ。kanban先生が言ったのこれだってな。それで古武道か空手か全部やって最後に卒業するのが映画ではもう文化で出るのはもう決まってるわけね。パスしないと通れない。卒業できない。映画あったわけよ。映画あったね。それでkanban先生は古武道はやってないけどこの映画では空手と古武道両方やって卒業したんだよ。
I see. So just to summarize, so Sensei's talking about how Uechi Kanban Sensei went to Fujian looking for Chinese martial arts instruction, and he was looking for particularly this teacher Shushiwa, who he'd heard about, and was seeking the arts of the Shaolin Temple. Shorin Ryu was Shaolin Temple. At the time, of course, and this was in the Meiji period, so would have been, in the late 19th century. Later on, Gaja Sensei, and Gaja Sensei heard this. Obviously, this was passed down. The history was passed down through their style. Later on, he saw a movie from China that showed the Shaolin Temple and practicing martial arts being practiced there, and he thought, now I understand what Kanban Sensei was trying to find and trying to learn. But Kanban Sensei didn't learn any weapons work, only empty-handed technique.
I heard some of the old masters, they used to go to the butcher. You can translate this for me, I think you'll quite like it. They go to the butcher and get a whole pig carcass, and they actually practice this on the pigs, the dead pigs.
豚の部分、2キロさんから買って、そしてそれで抜き手の練習。豚の肋骨の間の練習。聞いたことあります。
うちではもうやれて見たことないけど。
So they hasn't seen that in Okinawa. So they don't want, when they're being attacked or attacking, they don't want to show their breathing. So they don't want to make it noisy and show it.
だから一番攻撃されやすいのは相手がこう息吐くのね。ハート的に言ったら
The best time to attack somebody is when they're breathing in,
out.
right? When they're changing their breath. So we don't want to show that.
If you are, いわゆる、はーって時にcannot move。例えばこれを見せない。この時、例えば、この時で、このエアね。
So in order to train the breathing, they have this very small exhalation
Okay.
or inhalation.
Or
So rather than a full long breath, they'll just do and they'll do that after the technique.
To confuse you, sort of thing. And then also, I know Uechi Ryu is very famous for like the strength training techniques. Is that something that came from China, or is that something that they had locally?
標準度、体鍛え技、その標準度また体鍛え。それもそのまま元も趣旨は先生からの習いですね。
そう、漢文先生。
漢文先生がそれを中国から持ってきた。Yeah, so this was training technique practices that Kanbun Sensei brought back from his visit to China when he back with Kashi.
そうですね、僕らがあれした時に、月君は大体もう期待からみたいな。
So those practices haven't really changed much since he first learned when he was a young man. Striking with so yeah, it seems like those came from China with Kanbun Sensei.
Okay.
Striking.